Yeah, and those two positions that we break down right there, quarterback and running back, intriguing. So at the running back position, they lose a ton of production and experience with Malik Davis and Damian Pierce, guys that could catch it out of the backfield as well as run it, and not exactly behind the best of offensive lines during their career, but still showed a lot,
Sure.
enough to move on to the NFL, we think, and gain a role there. But they're being replaced by guys that at least on the evaluation sheet coming out of high school are supposed to be better. Two
Yeah.
5-stars in the backfield for Florida: Lorenzo Lingard, Demarkcus Bowman, the transfer from Clemson, the transfer from Miami, given some opportunities, but unlike a lot of 5-star running backs, where that seems to be the position where a 5-star can step onto campus and pretty much the learning curve's less than what it would be at another position. Those guys typically take off. These guys have been around for a little while, and it's time for them to produce.
Well, and I think for both those guys, what would excite Gator fans would be both those guys have got good speed. I mean, the people we talk to who have seen them will say these are guys, Mark, that they maybe can break a tackle and go 60, 70 yards, which, and I'm not saying Florida hadn't had that in the past, but they've certainly had guys who can get 3rd and 3 and do a real good job with that. But how exciting would it be for Napier and this Gator offense to be able to have some game breakers? And again, I mentioned this, and I'll say this real quick. This beginning of the season, starting with Utah and Kentucky, Mark, I still say Florida's line of scrimmage, I think between now and Labor Day weekend, has got to be significantly better to face two very physical football teams.
And one quick note on Miller, the 13th rated pro style quarterback when he came out of high school, top 10 player in the state of Arizona. Really, the evaluation on him after spring practice at Ohio State last year was, well, they had 3 high 4 or 5-star quarterbacks, and he was the 4th one in line. He wasn't doing anything wrong. It wasn't that he was not impressing, not making the throws. He just was in the back of the line, and he needed to look for an opportunity. And with Emory Jones stepping away, everyone's thinking, okay, Anthony Richardson by default, but maybe Jack Miller's going to have something to say, because we're hearing, as you mentioned, that he's impressing in Florida camp.
I think that's an astute point, because there's nothing wrong with these guys who are behind C.J. Stroud. But Mark, let's be honest. C.J. Stroud, when he is ready to go, I'm not saying he'll be the first pick in the draft, but he's a first-round pick. I mean, he's got unbelievable talent, and sometimes guys like that, they cast a big shadow over everyone else, and they're just no playing time. So, frankly, kudos to Miller for making the move, because he may get some playing time coming up.
It's funny that you make that statement, because they just had pro day at Ohio State on Thursday, and they're evaluating 11 Ohio State players ready for the NFL draft. But the takeaway from the 32 teams was this guy's that throwing to your 2 wide receivers next year. That's the guy we're really looking at.
Yeah, he's pretty good, right, Mark?